Yo, 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 what's going on tonight, people? I want to say much love to Seal Nation, the Mikeyverse, Cool Table family. Much love, all you guys. As y'all see, I'm not my normal self tonight because I made sure that I wasn't. I wanted to get into a certain mood for this stream, right? So, it's raining where I live at right now. I needed to run to the store that's down the street real quick. Could have drove. It's like, nah, I'm going to walk. I walked with flip flops on and socks. You know what I'm saying? I literally saw puddles of water, made sure I stepped in them. I just wanted to be in a sour mood. You know what I'm saying? So I had to make sure that I was in the right headspace for this stream tonight. Because, as you guys see in the title, we're going to get to it. Your boy Zachary Levi, they really stepped in one. But much appreciation, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. You could be anywhere else in the world right now, but you're here with me, and I appreciate it. So I want to say much love to everybody in the chat. Got the homie Socks in here, Bad Dan, right? Mama Bear, thank you for being here as always. Much love and appreciation to you. Got the homie Nightmare Robin. We got Chris Brown in the building, right? We got a lot of peeps in the house tonight. The homie Chris. We got Black Adam in the building. The good Austin, right? Shouts out to the cool table, right? We got the homie Raj, Frank C. Yeah, real talk, yo. I really saw puddles and stepped in them on purpose, Leon. That's like a true story. Yep. Yeah. You did hear me say socks. I was literally walking down the street with some wet, soggy socks on because I needed to be in that kind of mood. Right. He said Khan got Levi on a leash. Man, y'all know what's up. Right. We got the homie Charles and the Bronx in the building. What's up? Much love to my people out there on the East Coast. I lived in New York for very briefly, so I was all through the Bronx, Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? I lived in Manhattan, so I was like in Harlem, man. I was all over through that thing. So we got much love for the East Coast, right? Oh, we got baby girl in the building. What's up, baby girl? Saying, hey, Skywalker is dropping by to save. Hashtag fire James good. Hey, it's all good. Thank you for coming through. Right? All right, hold up. I just saw. We got the homie Necron in the building. The Necron doing a sock check when socks is in the room. Facts. Matter of fact, did I send you anything? I don't think I did. Let me make sure the homies got that. Oh my god. No, Austin, that wasn't what I was waiting on. But yeah, we got the homie TJ just coming in to say hi and finish the conquest. Y'all already know, finish the conquest, right? You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Real talk. He said, hey, I hear you, bro. Something to get you ironed up. Not fired up, but ironed up. Yeah, you just got to go through, you know what I'm saying? You got to go through the fire so that you can come out on the other side where you need to be mentally. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Iron sharpens iron, Leon. We got the homie Marcus in the building. What's going on, Marcus? He said, what up? Dude, Marcus tripping here, bro. Hey, put the flamethrower away, bro. You know what I'm saying? I want to say much love to all y'all that's been rocking out with me, yo, and rocking out with Seal Nation and the Cool Table, right? Because y'all are why we keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, y'all are why. So much appreciation to you guys. But let's get to it, right? We got this dude, Zachary Levi, man, coming out and putting himself at the forefront, you know what I'm saying, like of the people that are coming at us and trying to attack the fandom and say that the fans are tripping, the fans are wrong, right? This was the fans' fault. Um, blaming Zack Snyder, right? Like I don't even know why dude had to mention Zack's name, like that should be so crazy. You know what I'm saying? Um, that should be so crazy, right? To salute to you, Nightmare Robin. What's going on, Domain? What's going on, right? We got Snad in the building, right? Um, right. Austin said, "I'm working on a real bad freezing cold tape from all of us." Whew. Yeah, I know it's gonna be bad, right? Said Zachary Levi wants to keep a job. You know, getting ready for the roast of this D-list actor Zachary Levi. I got my popcorn ready. Get bitches. Not like it's crazy, right? It's wild because this dude literally, they send this guy out there, right? This is in the middle of all this whole fire James Gunn, F James Gunn, boycott WBD, right? Like all this stuff is going on. And this dude comes out with some statements that I found to be very odd, right? Very odd if you've been, kind of keyed in with the fan base, right? Like one of the first things come out this dude's mouth is how he loved Walter Hamada, right? And it's already point blank something that's like hella weird. You know what I'm saying? Like if you've been in this fandom and you know how we feel about Walter Hamada, right? And just, his impact on the DC movies, period, right? Like this dude's ideas flopped, right? Like they weren't profitable like that. You know what I'm saying? Like name one Walter Hamada film that was like a big hit. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I would say that his name being attached to Black Adam, gave a lot of the die hard Zack Snyder fan base, his name being attached to that movie kind of gave them a reason to say, hey, let's not go see it. Right? I mean, was Birds of Prey a smash hit? Right? Like, I mean, Shazam was him too, right? Was Shazam a smash hit? You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the questions that you have to ask yourself, right? But no, right? And as Austin says, yeah, he bent the knee early to Walter. Yeah, that was strange, right? Right. So much for the wisdom of Solomon, right? But yeah. But this guy thought that it was a good idea to come out publicly and just be like, oh yeah, Walter Amada, I love him, great guy, right? So that happens. And then this dude just starts going on this diatribe, right, about tone, you know what I'm saying? Like, and how tone was the problem, and right, they didn't tap into the larger audience like the MCU does, right? I mean, one, here we go with this damn MCU talk again, right? Like literally, right? Like ever since this whole thing has started, we've been hearing about how, you know, DC's trying to capture what the MCU does, right? And every time that they've tried to do so, it's flopped. You know what I'm saying? Like it has not gone well, right? They have not had one big hit that was totally just leaning into the MCU style of movie. Not one. Because I don't even think Aquaman totally just leaned into an MCU style. Not really, right? Um, what else did they do that was successful where they copied the MCU tone or tried to do so? I mean, what Peacemaker did YouTube numbers, right? That's real talk. So, all this time we've been hearing MCU and how it needs to be just like that, right? Um, and we've been just pretty much dealing with flop after flop or mediocre film after mediocre film, and then we get to this point, right, where literally this dude is vocalizing it, like he's telling you, like, hey, it didn't tap into that larger audience like the MCU does, right? Tone was a problem, right? Um, and he even said, like, hey, some of you guys might not like our films because of the tone and everything, and it's a bit more lighthearted, and it's we try to have heart and fun and blah blah blah. Like, bro, was your movie a smash hit, dude? Like, and that had a much lighter tone than what Zach was doing at the time, right? Was that not an olive branch to that same MCU fan base that they keep trying to go after, right? Zachary Levi was one that, like this dude literally just toes the company line, yo. When they told him to say that the Snyder cut didn't exist, right? He went out there and said it. I got that shit on 4K, like 6 feet from me. You know what I'm saying? 6 to 7 feet from me right now is a movie that Zachary Levi said didn't exist. You know what I'm saying? So, right? He said, "M sheesh you," right? Crazy. Absolutely. Zachary Levi acts like his film did so well, right? And I mean, didn't he do like less than Black Adam did, I believe, right? Right? And this is the guy that they send. Shazam was a smash mid. Leon says, I agree. Aquaman wasn't MCU. It was just clownish in certain areas. Overall, it was a wild 90s action movie with a big budget and cape shit tropes. Good movie overall. Zack Snyder gave his blessing. Right? Yep. So there it is, right there. Shazam didn't even do as good as Black Adam. And this is the guy that they send out here, right? Oh, but Peter Safran and them are friends, right? This dude swear right? I mean, at one point, I could have swore, right? Like, I could have swore at one point this dude said that he didn't know nothing, right? He was like, yo, now I don't know anything about anything, right? But then proceeded to talk about a bunch of shit as if he knew something. Why are you even talking to us if you don't know nothing? Hey, I got a little secret that I want to let y'all in on. If I don't know nothing about a topic, I don't talk about that shit. Real talk. Necron. When
What's
you don't
up?
know nothing about a topic, do you talk about that shit?
Nah, man, I just shake my head like I know what they're talking about. But I don't talk about it. Like if I got anything to bring to the table.
Right? If you really don't know nothing about nothing, like, why even open your mouth?
Dude, Zachary Levi gets on my fucking nerves. And I got a lot of reasons why. First of all, when I was a little kid, I used to watch the Shazam show, the old ass one. Yeah, from the 70s. So I always had a special place in my heart for Shazam, the character, right? So I was like actually pumped up to see a stupid Shazam movie. I knew what it was going to be, but I was like, hey, I had fun when I still call him fucking Captain Marvel, his original name, Shazam. But I never dug his little swipes at the SnyderVerse. And then this one, dude, this one was the icing on the cake. Coming out saying, "Oh, it's Zack Snyder films didn't work out. Your film didn't work out, bro." Trying to
You lucky
blame
that.
Zach for your fucking failure. I mean, Zach's movies made bank. That really pissed me off. I'm like, man, dude, you're talking me out of seeing Shazam too. With every fucking word that comes out of your mouth, my interest in that movie is going right. Wasn't
Yo,
it
it's
like?
crazy, bro.
And he was,
Crazy, bro.
come on, guys, just give them a chance. They're really working hard. Oh yeah, working hard, reading internet tweets all week, going fake, fake, bro. What are you doing? Really working hard. I'm over that shit, dude.
Oh my God. Austin says, if I don't know anything about a topic, I study it for hours so I can act like I do. Levi forgot to study.
Dude, that shit was just weird watching it, man. I was like,
It was, bro.
I'm embarrassed for him, but I'm also like irritated. He's ruining Shazam for me. What little interest I have, in wanting to see that. And hey guys, it's just Zach's dark, broody movies scared me. I don't know.
Yo,
Lame, bro. That was lame.
yo, I don't think that Zachary Levi has ever cared for the Zack Snyder
That's
movie
quite
fan base,
obvious. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And if he is super close with Peter Safran, you know what I'm saying, and James Gunn, like he's said he is, right? Then I think that's probably why. Like, yo, isn't this all starting to make sense now, Necron? Like it's all coming together now, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's all starting to come out into the light what's going on here. It's a preemptive. Well, it was originally a preemptive strike against DC fans, mainly Zach fans, and now they're just trying to label us all toxic and this and bad. So basically, what our opinions are already discredited before they even get out there because we're just bad people and this and that. And, whatever, dude.
Facts, yo. The homie Sock said that the chat is at 18 likes, so let me let him know.
Steppenwolf, have you begun the conquest?
Yo, hey, y'all listen to the homie decide.
Yeah.
Begin the conquest, you know what I'm saying? 50
Finish
likes.
the conquest.
Yeah, smash that like button. But yeah, I kind of want to stay there for 1 second, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because for a long time now, Necron, they've been blaming Zack Snyder and his fan base on stuff, yo. For like the longest time, man. And it's so crazy because I think that if you look at Gunn's Twitter behavior recently, right, and you mix that with these recent statements from like Zachary Levi, and how I'm sure that they are feeling to some degree inside of DC Studios right now. They just kind of been, ramping up the pressure on Zack Snyder's fans, his fan base, right? Anybody that's trying to have any other opinion other than like, yo, I'm just super excited about getting Superman back and then having it snatched away from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, anything other than that seems to be deemed like not acceptable
Yeah.
right now. You know what I'm saying?
You're a bad person if you don't, just go along with this new agenda, I suppose we'll call it an agenda, the James Gunn agenda. And it's fucking ridiculous, dude.
Bro, the way that this has all been playing out has been very, very interesting. It's been very interesting, right? Even if you go back and you look at some of the Twitter behavior in general, right? I think that it could be that one could surmise that they might have even been ramping up their Twitter what's the word I'm looking for? Their obstacles that they're placing for us on Twitter. These might have even been being ramped up, during the lead up into Black Adam and everything, right? To try to
you already know my theories,
thing, right?
You already know my theories about that. He was doing, I think, he was doing everything in his power to make sure Black Adam was a success.
It's definitely weird, yo. Like, it's weird. You have on one hand, they're saying that they're gonna try this new model of like paying less for promotion, right? And then on the other hand, it's like, okay, well, since Black Adam failed, then we're gonna go ahead and pull the trigger on this reboot because people aren't interested in this universe. Well, couldn't you then at that same point say, hey, maybe this new marketing model that we tried didn't work, right? Like, wouldn't that also be almost just as enough of a reason, right? If that's what you were really going on, right? I mean, you guys did try this new model of like paying less for marketing and doing more in-house. And, I feel like that one could surmise that, hey, maybe that had something to do with the low box office returns as well, right?
Yeah, because it's something new, and it's all something new isn't always guaranteed to be a success. So that's kind of unfair to put it all on. I like people are saying it's unfair to put the Return of SnyderVerse on Black Adam, but then it's also unfair to put the failure of Black Adam. No, I mean it's unfair not to say Black Adam didn't have success when you tried this whole new marketing scheme that may not have worked out in the end. Maybe because to be honest, there really wasn't a lot of public awareness of Black Adam the movie. Regardless,
right?
I got that from a lot of the normies, and the ones who did know about it weren't really hyped up to see it.
Yeah, they were trying that in-house marketing, right? So, I feel like there was a lot of things that was kind of going on at once. And you look at Zachary Levi's comments, you look at James Gunn's comments, right? They seem to just be really blaming the fans and Zack Snyder. in general, right? Zack Snyder and his fan base, which
Yeah.
is like literally like the same old rhetoric that we've been hearing for how many years now, Necron?
Since every regime change, every regime and the regime change, prior to the regime and the regime prior to that regime, they always somehow to turn around and blame the fans. And what happens when they give us Zack Snyder stuff? Don't we pretty much buy? And I'm talking about Snyder cut, not literally Zack Snyder stuff. Wasn't everything went out, merch sold out and bought, and Blu-rays were gone sell, digital downloads went crazy. HBO Max, I still think they cooked the books on those numbers here in the US. HBO Max went crazy, got lost basically too much. Too many people, the servers went down because so many people were trying to watch it. So a lot of this don't add up.
But it's
always
like
the fans' fault.
Right? Yeah. But what's funny is that this is coming from people that have ties to the older regime, right? And that's what I'm trying to get at with the point of this stream, because I've been thinking about this a lot lately. And this is just I feel like this is kind of just like not a reskin completely, but just like, yo, this is the old regime tactics expanded. Pretty much, right? Because it's pulling from the same group of people. Really, like if you look at it, it's the same group of people.
We got Zachary again making comments, and he went unchained on this one.
Yeah,
like wow.
Bro, they all are. They all are, Necron. Look, their rhetoric has been doing nothing but getting like more and more sharp and more pointed, right? Because one, I think it's getting to them. If it wasn't, they wouldn't be doing all these damn responses, right?
That video would never came out if it wasn't getting to them.
Right. But at the same time, it's like, yo, if we were so toxic and everything, or not even just toxic, but if we were really that rabid, you know what I'm saying? Like in that, right, that much of a nuisance, wouldn't the smart thing kind of be like, okay, let's just kind of end this whole thing out and then we can just move on and be rid of it?
Could given us one Justice League movie in the end.
Bro, I don't even
story.
Dude, if Zach would have came back and did, look, just one or even two Justice Leagues, but no other movies, right? Like
everyone
just come in and
everyone
shoot Justice League 2 and 3 back to back and just do no other movies, right? I'd have been cool with that, right? But
they were too busy rushing the gun, no pun intended, to to reboot this shit. They didn't. Like, did you not think of the consequences? How many? They're blaming us for their mistakes. That's what's so irritating, dude.
That's what I was just about to get at, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, yo, you ripped the Band-Aid off, and now you're bleeding, right? And you turn around and like, oh my God, this is your fault. Like, hold on, what? Man. Like, yo, there was a wound there that you just ripped the bandage off of. Right?
The bandage that you just put back on by saying Henry was back and things were just starting to heal. And everybody was feeling great about DC again. And it just came and just tore it off.
Right?
Like a Brazilian wax job. You just and now you're mad about it because you're getting some backlash. What you
right. You turn around, hey, come on, guys. Right? Like, just give them like, dude, hold on.
We're not allowed to feel a certain way about something?
Yo, I guess we can't even have an opinion about somebody running DC Studios that has made DC content that a lot of people either didn't go see and didn't care about or didn't like. Right? Like, even if you scratch everything else, I don't like this guy's DC stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Now, look, I know you love Peacemaker, Necron. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I love Peacemaker.
Right? Right? I'm already knowing. Right? But it's like at that same point, you know, I think that even you would like kind of say like, hey, that wasn't everybody's cup of tea.
Oh fuck yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yep.
Yo,
I mean,
I think that
it's on HBO Max. It's on HBO Max for a reason. That's not gonna like be a big hit in the theaters, and like Leon always points out, 700,000 views. Those are YouTube numbers. Well, I mean, how do you argue against that? But Black Adam gets the seal the fate of the SnyderVerse. Okay, I think we're operating on some double standards here, but this is the cards are handed to it. It sucked for SnyderVerse fans because we had to hit all these check marks, or as they say in government, benchmarks. We had to hit all these certain checks in order for this all to happen. And the final, here we go again. I know, and the final check mark was Black Adam.
Here we go again.
It had to be a big success to get that final check mark to push it through, and it didn't. So they were like, "Oh, you didn't get all the checks." So,
right.
And the one hit wonder, James Gunn. I don't know if that's true, but I'm just saying
the one hit wonder.
The one hit wonder gets to reboot the whole DC universe now.
After his damn that shit did YouTube he got YouTube numbers and a flop under his belt, right? And it's like
DC Studios, yeah. This ain't Guardians of the Galaxy we're talking about. We're talking about DC. This ain't it. So I don't even think it's fair to could take his numbers from over there and put them over here, because that's a totally different thing. We're talking DC now. What'd you do at DC? It's like you can't have one player who played great, like say for Dallas, but then goes and plays for where they always go to, the Raiders, goes to the Raiders and sucks, and talk about his Dallas numbers during his Raiders day. It's not fair. So nobody does that. So why does he get that special treatment for his Marvel numbers when his DC numbers were terrible? Terrible,
bro. Like, and there's no way around it.
Yeah. But we get, knuckleheads like Zachary Levi get to come out and talk shit about Zack Snyder films. It grows way more than this sham will ever imagine. They're like, what is going on here? I was like,
oh my God,
man, this dude is talking me out of seeing this movie. He is every word coming out. Like I said earlier, it's just like, I didn't want to support this dude now because he's shitting on the shit I love, and it wasn't even necessary, right? Was that whole thing necessary? Like, where did that? What type of weird energy was that coming from? Like, what made you say all that?
I know what made it. Peter Safran made him say all that shit.
Zachary, you get your ass out there and you talk about how Zach sucks and how great it's going to be. I mean, they're putting a lot of hype on. Trust me, bro.
Right? Like, hey, just trust God. Yeah, like, and look, and I have said it before, and I'll say it again, right? I don't think that James Gunn and Peter Safran are out to purposefully make a bad movie or purposefully make bad projects, right? I don't think anybody thinks that.
No,
they're out to purposely make bad projects. But at the same time, I do get the question what you think a good project is. like right? Because if you look at Guardians 1 had a bunch of writers on it. Right?
Good movie too.
Yeah, and I am also pretty sure that he like that Kevin Feige had a lot of input on that first movie as well, right? And he probably had a lot more creative freedom on that second movie. As you saw, it was only him on the script, right? And yeah, you saw how that turned out. It barely made more money than the first one, and I think everybody would agree that the first one was better, even if you like the second movie, right? So there is really no way around all this stuff. But real quick, because we got the homie Mikey in the chat,
Mikey,
right? So since Mikey's in the chat, I want to go ahead and pull some up for y'all that I'm about to.
What is this?
That I'm about to drop on y'all real quick, right? This is but
The Conquest.
I don't know. Nah.
Not gonna make them.
Should I? Hold up. What's the lights at?
Yeah, where are we at?
Let me see, man, because if y'all BSing, then I ain't about to drop this shit. I'll wait. We at 23. We gotta get up to 30 likes, yo.
Yeah, if you haven't liked the video yet, you step up.
Right. But hey, look, he said Volume 1 was a stolen script, and Volume 2 was a poor film. Yeah,
I didn't see Volume 2 in the theaters. I think I watched it on Disney Plus.
Bruh, when
I
was out at like a few points. Like I was, man.
Yeah, I remember falling asleep.
When he turned, no, I don't mean out. I mean like I checked out, like
mentally checked out,
bruh. When he turned into Pac-Man, bro, I was like, yo, this is
this is dumb.
Star-Lord turns into Pac-Man. Like, what are we doing, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? We got Daniel saying he probably mad about being wrong about the existence of the Snyder Cut, right?
Quite possibly, man.
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, the dude's just always having something to say about, Zack Snyder films and Zack Snyder. It's just like, didn't you learn your lesson the first time? Why are you still, chirping, dude? Just shut up about it.
JT said, oh no, I thought I was watching Pixels at that point, Scott.
Pixels probably was a better movie to me than that one. I had fun watching Pixels. It's funny.
That shit gets a gold star. That was actually
Pixels.
Right, yo, it's supposed to get turned into Pac-Man, bro. I was like, what's going on in here, man?
That's terrible, dude.
Chris Pratt turned into Pac-Man, right? But nah, I gotta trust this dude's DC vision for Superman, right? And I'm being told to just shut up and take it, right? Just like, hey,
like,
can't even say nothing.
Can't say nothing. Can't feel bad about not being able to see, Henry Cavill fighting Brainiac, when it was done in the SnyderVerse, so you knew it was going to be like a really good take. Maybe Zachary Levi.
25 likes, 5 more likes, and then I'll drop this Dreamwalker bomb. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe Zachary Levi found out Zach was going to have evil Superman like just decapitate him or something, and the Nightmare World or something. Because he's always hating. Hey, Flood Rock. I love that name.
Right. Green Lantern will make a Pac-Man in the Gunverse, right?
Oh no! I'm like,
right?
An Easter egg. Thanks.
An Easter egg. You know what I'm saying? An Easter egg for Guardians 2. Hold up. Let me get a chat some motivation.
Yes. Mighty Steppenwolf, who might have sat here by the side of the Great One, but undone by his self-pride.
Bruh, I love the way that he just goes, yes. That was Peter Guinness, right? Who played him? Shout out
Steppenwolf.
to
I mean,
yeah.
Dark Side.
Decide.
The side. Yeah, I'm fucking.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I don't even remember, dude. I have no idea.
Right. Black Adam says, Sky, what happens if Aquaman and Flash do like 700 to 800 million? Let's say hypothetically. Man, I think they too far in now. They ain't about to go back. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look at the council chat just for a second. And wow, that was crazy. Yep, that Rebel Moon trailer, whenever that comes, we're gonna be talking about a lot of cool stuff when that comes around.
Right. But we got socks saying, get those likes up or we have to take Skywalker socks when he is asleep. Look, I'm trying to keep my socks, y'all, so make sure that y'all get them likes up.
We don't want no sock bandits coming in the middle of the
I
night.
would love to keep my socks. Right. Hold up. All right. But yeah, just in general, I think that the blaming of the DC fan base has like I'm kind of over it, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of another IP or like franchise or whatever, right? That just consistently blames his fan base like this. I mean, this was literally the same thing that was happening with the old regime. This is literally like the exact same thing. And then after garnering so much goodwill, look, WBD had been consistently garnering good faith with the fan base, even if you were more skeptical when they first came in, right? It was like move after move after move where it seemed like they were listening and that they were making an attempt, right, to kind of garner some good faith. But as soon as James Gunn was hired, you already had a huge backlash, right? For various reasons. We'll just say that, right? And then you have this Cavill news not that long after, and now the fan base is probably more divided than it's ever been.
Oh yeah.
But yet we're blamed for their actions.
They go and trigger all the fans and then blame the fans for reacting. How does that make sense? With their own actions. Dude, weren't we all just like, we were kind of really hyped up for this WBD, man. They were hiring all of Zach's people back, fired the clown table. Where like if you went to the DC sites, everything was SnyderVerse, just about. You had Ben Affleck and Henry back on the pages, and it just looked like they believed in this version of the DC universe, and it was going forward. Someone else had a plan, I believe, behind the scenes, and whatever, they talked them out of it somehow. I guess we could say realistically they looked at numbers and a lot of the math wasn't working, which was cool. I can be a grown up and say, hey, the math doesn't work, right? But it still doesn't mean that we couldn't have got at least that send off.
Yeah, right.
Instead of this, like what they're doing now is, is just severing it basically. And we're supposed to be
Which
like, oh, that's cool. We'll thanks. We're real excited to see what you do now, even though there's no, what's the word, finishing of the story, and there's no complete, that's just, it's bad, dude. You don't do that. You finish your storyline.
I want to address this Mama Bear comment before I get to this Mikey drop. But Mama Bear says, I can Disney Lucasfilm consistently called the fans is and phobes during the sequel trilogy. And Mama Bear is absolutely right. And what
Yeah.
I would say to that point is, and look at what happened now, right? Because Star Wars got to such a point where, they had to kind of turn it around, right? And now you're hearing that Kathleen Kennedy might be on the way out.
Yep. And that's
Right?
even with the success of like all the streaming shows. Because guess what, right? That theater, that box office is where they want that money.
Now we got Shazam in the building, right?
Shazam.
Right. But I said Jeff Johns is the inside man for James Gunn and Peter Safran. Man, look, it's all kind of inside man, right? And all kind of little backhanded deals.
Isn't it funny how these
going
faces
on.
are all coming around again?
Right? Joshua says not sure if y'all responded, but he's lost all interest. Hey, I don't blame you. But Fudd says, and like Lucasfilm, WBD is lost in the ether and will crush itself under its own hubris. Damn.
Damn.
Hey, that's great. But I want to get to this Mikey drop real quick.
Yeah,
because
Mikey
I want this Dreamwalker bomb. Wait, where to go? So, as you guys know, with issue number 3, there will be the Kate Valdez variant cover, right? That's going to actually have Kate on the front, and or it might be the main cover. I'm not sure, but I think it's a variant. But this is a shot from the photo shoot for said cover. That is Kate Valdez and Noel Leon Flores. Right.
That's so cool, dude.
And hold on, where to go? One more thing that I want to drop on y'all. Yep, and it's coming with 2 free posters, right? And just one more bomb from Dreamwalker period is that Sky and Savage opens with me burning a beta planet. So just so y'all just so y'all know, that's the way that Sky and Savage opens up. But Necron, how are you feeling about this shot of Kate Valdez and Noel?
Oh, dude, she looks. I mean, I know it's based on her, but just to see it come to life. I mean, that's Kat from Dreamwalker right there in the flesh. It looks amazing. I mean, if you got the comics, you know what I'm talking about. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always stunned by the pictures he was showing, like on earlier on I was gonna say Scoop Center, but Rogues. It looked great. Looked great. It's so exciting to see her, doing those poses for the comic, dude. And that's where you order it from, secondskincomics.com. Get your copies while you can.
Facts. This upcoming issue is gonna be super dope. There's gonna be a lot of cameos and Easter eggs for a lot of us that are
Yeah.
gonna be making appearances later. Right. So I can't wait to get that issue in my hands. Right. Because I want to see those Easter eggs. Right.
What is the release? Is there are Mikey? Are y'all shooting for a release date for issue 3?
I just know that it's in March.
March sometime.
Right. Yes. All right.
That
And
poster is
shout out
gonna
to
be
Mikey
great.
and the Mikey verse. You know what I'm saying? Much love as always. Y'all know that I'm about to be copping me a few issues.
When
Right?
to read and
Embrace the
when to
Mikey
save.
verse all. Dreamwalker will be taking over. Trust that. Facts, yo. Right. Yeah. Yeah, March.
Woo!
All right. Y'all be on the lookout for that. You know what I'm saying? Said March needs to get here March now, right? Tommy Southbound said a few issues. Yeah. You got to cop a few of those. But
You know that I got that confirmed. I'm getting a few issues.
oh yeah, most definitely, right? But yo, just getting back to the Zachary Levi thing, I think that you know none of this stuff is on accident, and it's just really in bad taste when you look at the fact that they really marched somebody out there whose movie did worse than the one that they're talking about, like right now. You know what I'm saying?
Like, how's that even
Like
make
literally.
sense? Like, really, bro? What was your numbers? Who are you to talk about? This.
Yo, what I wonder what the tracking is on his movie, right? Like,
Yeah, I
is the
wonder what
opening
people are feeling
weekend
about Shazam 2.
is the opening weekend going to be higher or lower than that of Black Adam? Because I think it's going to be lower.
I don't hear a lot of people ever saying, "Man, I cannot wait to see Shazam 2." I just never hear it. Do you hear it, Sky?
No, I don't hear that at all.
So it's kind of he needs to be worrying about his own stuff, not Zack Snyder.
Bro, I don't get why because I'm literally sitting here reading his quote, right? He didn't even have to bring up Zack Snyder's name, bro. He literally didn't even have to.
Yeah, it was subtle shade. He was trying to make some subtle shade on Zack. It wasn't cool.
This dude sounded like literally he sounded like Ann Sarnoff almost, right? Crazy, but here's what I really want to get your take on, right? What is your thoughts of them still obviously chasing that MCU fan base? Because he even spoke to it. He's like, yeah, the MCU, they tap into that larger fan base, right? And pretty much Zach's movies didn't, right? So they are obviously still trying to tap into that MCU fan base.
Here we go again.
They're still name dropping it.
All right. Here we go again with trying to do the MCU thing. And how's that turned out for DC each time they try to do this? It doesn't. It doesn't work out. It actually does worse than any Birds of Prey. Was that a big hit? Nope.
Right.
Was Shazam a big hit? And I would say Shazam might be the most MCU movie in the DC catalog, maybe.
Probably, right?
Yeah, with the humor
It's
that it
definitely up
had.
there.
Yeah.
It's definitely up there. That and Wonder Woman 84, I'd say. Right?
I don't even know what the hell is going on in Wonder Woman 84. Even like, I don't know if I've seen an MCU movie kind of. It's not. I'm not going to talk about it. But yeah, every time they try to chase something they're not, it usually doesn't work out because you can't be something you're not. You're DC. Why try to chase the MCU's success? Skywalker, when you back, like say in the heyday, of the comics, you could tell the difference between a DC comic and a Marvel comic. And I like them both. I used to buy them both as a kid. I'm not really one of those, oh, I only buy this one. I would buy, whatever. But there was always it's just a different tone, a different type of feel from each company. So what are they thinking by trying to, make it like MCU all the time? It never works out. You can't be something you're not, it's like embrace your DC. That's what Zach did. He embraced his DC and that's why it worked out in his films.
Yeah. Yo, it's really funny, right? Just these comments were just strange on several levels, right? Because they're still lumping in all these flops that Zach had nothing to do with Zack Snyder's vision in like his movies.
That's just another thing that's just so frustrating and bullshit. It's bullshit, dude. How do they let's okay.
It's funny, right?
Yeah. Wow. Can we just look at the numbers for Man of Steel and BVS and how Justice League did?
BVS was profitable. People want to sit there and oh my god, the production budget. But you also have to remember he did like 170 or something $1 million in product placement with that movie.
Yeah. The old Pepsi
right?
signs and all that everywhere. And well, hey man, do what you got to do.
Turkish Airlines, Mercedes Benz, like it was like, you know what I'm saying? It was all over the place. But, that movie was very profitable.
I heard some things that kind of irritate me. And I heard one, popular YouTuber saying, with a movie like with BVS in its name, it should at least made $2 billion. Here we go again with unattainable, expectations. So you're doomed to fail. Really? What Marvel movie made $2 billion?
Was it Captain America: Civil War? Right?
No.
Right?
The best Marvel movie out there, by the way. In my opinion.
Well, let them know, Mikey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got the link in the description too. Right? Black Adam said, am I the only one that didn't see the Levi video? Hey. Hold up, where you go? We got Charles saying it's over. They're never going to catch the MCU once Phase 5 hits. It's over for DCU. Deadpool 3 alone may hit $1 billion.
And I agree. That's probably true. You got Wolverine and Deadpool in a movie. People are going to let if I can see that.
At this point, though, Necron, that's why I also felt like the timing of all this was so strange because the MCU was really at like their lowest point that they've been probably ever. Phase 4 was their weakest point that they've had thus far. And when you finally had a chance to compete, you just say, nah, fuck it, and just punt the ball. like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I got to correct myself when I've seen in the comments, guys, I did a fucking old man ding dong. I didn't mean Civil War. I meant the Winter Soldier. I don't know why I fucking, yeah. Winter Soldier is my favorite Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Civil War is not my favorite Marvel movie. So.
Right.
Sorry.
We got homie Charles Austin said it was a hatchet job perpetrated by Gunn. He knew Cavill's Superman would overtake anything Marvel had on their slate. And so like a good double agent, James Gunn performed his function. Hey, that's what yo. Telling you, yo, these are the questions that people are gonna start asking and things that people are gonna start bringing up.
I'm gonna I like the yes, the Winter Soldier thing. That's the hell I was talking about. The double agent talk, it's fun. I'm not sure if I really go there because this is the man's career. I think it's, in my opinion, he's just, his ego is out of control, and that's what he wants to make his own footprint with this whole universe, and he wants his name behind it. How do you feel about that, Sky?
I think he actually can be a double agent, yo. Shit's too weird. Shit's too weird right now, man. Yo, this was a Necron. If he would have went through and like, you know what I'm saying? Look, they sent Gunn right when we got suits. Hey, I'm telling, man, yo, these are some good questions.
No,
yo,
I know, I get it.
That was a hard U-turn, Necron.
That was beyond a hard U-turn. That was a derailment.
Right?
Everybody was hyped. Everybody was happy. And you just went and pissed all over it with saying, no, we're not doing that. And who the fuck? How did James Gunn get in charge of all this? Man, what has he ran?
Bro, this is crazy, man.
He made a couple Marvel movies and a DC movie, and now he's running our slate. When you had DeLuca, oh, it's just so frustrating.
Look,
Coach DCU.
He said, Sky, this needs to be public, bro. I'm not kidding. Something's fishy. Yo, I'm just saying, man. Like, yo. He said Kevin Feige was shaking. I think that this might have been all par for the course, man. It's like, yo, because it's too weird, yo. It's too weird, right? Like, literally, the announcement that Cavill was back trumped everything.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And then right after that, it's like, you decide that you're going to bring in James Gunn and we're going to reboot? Like, it's fishy, yo. It is fishy. Like, literally, because I think it was the Guardians trailer. One of them trailers came out the same day.
Oh, this is like basically corporate espionage then. I mean, right?
Know, man.
If he's coming in to destroy it from the inside, shit, that's corporate espionage.
He said, think about it, Necron. Joss Whedon is from Marvel. Look what he did. James Gunn is from Marvel. Look what he's about to do. And it was at two key times, Necron, too. This is what's so weird about all this shit, right?
Yeah.
Like, literally, right when we're about to get some dope shit, right? Because we were on the cusp of getting the Justice League movie, right? Everything gets derailed. They're like, Joss Whedon, right? And then you would think that, hey, maybe we would learn a lesson from all that, right? We got the Snyder Cut put out. It's the best thing that DC has put out movie-wise in God knows how long, right? You know what I'm saying? At least since BVS, right? And did we learn from that? No, they just do the same thing all over again.
Here we go again. Yeah.
I don't know, man. This is like this is weird timing, yo.
Weird stuff going on. There's definitely, not going to disagree with that. This is not normal. There's some weird timing and perfect. Like, wow, the hell, what?
Bro, that's a hard U-turn, man. Cavill's back and everybody's excited, and then James Gunn about to be the new DC Studios co-head. It's like, what?
Bro, this is like You know, would Cavill even want to come back to this company? Even if they course correct and they say, "Oh man, these movies are bombing. We better finish the Snyderverse." Would Cavill even want to come back?
For the right bag, probably.
It would have to be a big
Yo,
bag.
oh my, yo, they would have to drop Cavill off like he was Robert Downey Jr. I want Robert Downey Jr. numbers, bro. Real talk. After all
And
this,
James Gunn has to come out there and announce his return.
hey, y'all, go
I mean,
tell
you know,
go
come
tell
on, dude.
James Gunn, hey, to tell the world that I'm Superman again. You know what I'm saying?
There's a script for you. Read it.
Look, and these are the questions and the comments that I feel like they about to have to deal with, Joe. He said, in other words, I'll give it to you in intelligence speak. This is counter intelligence on a corporate level. This is war, and just like in war, you have agents and double agents. The MCU wants to stay winning by any means necessary. Hey man, this is crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like the timing of all it. Look, and um, it doesn't matter how much blaming of the fan base that James Gunn or Peter Safran or Zachary Levi or whoever else that they march out there next, right?
Whoever comes out. Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much you guys try to blame the fans. When you make moves like this, you're gonna have to deal with people feeling this way, and I think that's only fair.
Yeah. Especially with such a strong fan base of the Snyderverse. You know, it's some hardcore Snyderverse fans. And you know, Snyderverse is DC until otherwise, right? I
That's what
don't know
I
how else.
thought.
Yeah, you
You know
know,
what I'm
it is
saying?
DC until otherwise. You know,
But oh man, it's funny earlier that Mama Bear made the comparison with the Star Wars fan base, right? Because I also feel like this is like a Last Jedi moment for us, yo. When the Last Jedi came out, that was Disney and Lucasfilm clearly stating, like, hey, thank you, you older fan base, right? That enjoy
hit
those
the
older
road.
films, right? Thank you for all your money, but we don't care anymore, right? You know, and they ripped that band-aid off too, right?
Yeah,
And
bro.
look at what
I
happened.
I made a tweet basically saying that they don't they don't want us. They're like, thanks for support, but you're not our customers anymore.
You know,
We want
and
them Marvel
go
kids.
ahead.
No, you know, they want those Marvel type of kids and demographics. They're not worried about Snyder fans or, you know, people like us who are, you know, main strong DC supporters. They just want the average person who goes and see Marvel movies be that same type of person that goes and sees. They want that to be the DC customer going forward. And I ain't gonna hold nothing against them from wanting to make money, but I still think this could be easily been done if they just carry forward with the, you know, finishing the plan with, you know, let Zach
And just
finish
finish
this.
the story, right?
You wouldn't have this divided fan base. You don't tell me at the end of some Justice League movie where basically they do a flashpoint moment where everything's just annihilated and they tell Flash, fuck it, reboot it, dude. Whatever happens, it got to be better than this. You know, like the animated, how they did in the animated movies where they had,
Yeah.
you know, the, I think that would have been a perfect ending. You know, everything's just too jacked up to continue. Let the Flash somehow just reboot. What, and everybody would have been cool with that. And then we would got a rebooted universe, and I don't think you would have had this terrible backlash that you keep getting.
Shit, enjoy the backlash, Zaslav. Right? Hey, this is crazy, right?
It's their fault. They gave this guy free reign.
Said, this is not a coincidence. Feige's upcoming slate is only fire if it can stay that way. The SnyderVerse would have put the MCU in second place had it continued. Yes, Scott, the timing is weird. No, look, think about that, Necron, right? Zack Snyder Justice League 2, global phenomenon, right? Smashing all these numbers, streaming wide, digital, across the planet, right?
Yep.
Every country it's in is like the most viewed thing ever, pretty much. Except here, right? Here
For
it's
some reason, in the U.S., the
right?
Suicide Squad and all that viewed more than Zack Snyder's Justice League. Yeah, fucking right. Those books weren't cooked.
Right?
That was Toby and Hamada and all them and saying, someone go in there and start minusing them numbers by
Right.
the hundreds and thousands, please. I cannot believe in my mind that the Suicide Squad was viewed more than Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Bruh, the Tina Turner documentary, they were saying everything that was coming on HBO Max was viewed more than the Snyder Cut, bro. Like every single thing, bro. Mortal Kombat, Godzilla versus. It was just like one thing after another was just smashing it, right? But yeah, you know, this was at a point where literally, right, you could just plug in. Look, that was a plug and play situation, right? Where literally, Zack Snyder's Justice League came out last year. You could have just kept it going. You could have just kept the story going, right? Everybody, the general audiences loved that movie. They'd have been totally on board with seeing that damn story play out, right?
Oh God,
that
yeah.
movie ends on a cliffhanger, right? And then all of a sudden, you can compete immediately, not in 2025, right? But you can compete immediately.
Remember, Zach was waiting for the call.
Yeah, and they punted. They punted on third down. Yo, they punted on third down. It's like, hold up.
Third down and one.
Bro, it's third and one, and you punt? Like, what are you talking about, bro? What is this?
Is the Cowboys coach in charge? What is going on?
Fudd says the general audience chasing is destroying brands across entertainment
Yes.
industries. But that's the thing though, right? Is that hey, look, the gaming industry is going through the same thing. It led to the resignation of the head of a major studio. But here's the thing. They seem dead set on doing this. Right?
Oh yeah. No denying it.
Charles Austin over here cooking, bro.
He's still mad.
Right.
I don't blame him. I mean, Charles is right. I want to believe it's about his ego, but you know what my heart
There's
is.
no way.
You know what my heart is
There's
thinking.
no way, bro. There's no way. There's no way, bro. Like, there's no way that this is not like, because it just checks too many boxes. It makes the MCU, DCU crossover more likely now.
Oh God.
Right? I mean, look, they're talking about it again, the MCU crowd, right? Charles Austin says anybody from the MCU who saw Zack Snyder's Justice League, especially the Dark Side reveal, knew they had to do something. Right? Just think about this though, right? Necron, wasn't that part of the reason why they didn't want the cutout in the first place?
Yes, because they knew
Right?
people would be clamoring for more. Man, they'd be like, "Hell yeah, this finishes. This looks great."
And I think because of the similarities between, you know what I'm saying, Zack Snyder's Justice League and his sequels and Endgame and Infinity War, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, that makes everybody look bad. Right? 5-year time jump.
Yeah.
The Cyber Soldier says, let's say Gunn is a double agent. I can see a major lawsuit occurring. No, I don't think it's that simple. Right? When I say double agent, I think they know what's going on, yo. They know what the hell is going on, dude. This is crazy. Look,
Well,
anyway,
I mean, it would fall under corporate espionage if it was proven
right.
he was a double agent.
Cause look at this. Cause this Zachary Levi thing was very telling to me, y'all. This was very telling. Like him pretty much first saying, "Hey, I don't know nothing about nothing," but then sounding like he know a lot about a lot. You know what I'm saying, right? He literally said, "I don't know nothing about nothing," and then starts telling you why they rebooted.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it just wasn't doing this and it wasn't doing that, right? Like that's why, right?
It was a terrible look.
Yo, that shit was crazy, man.
Guys, come on, man. Just give him a chance. Stop.
Give him a chance, guys.
Stop bitching about it. Just fucking go along with it, okay, man? We're not gonna give you Zack Snyder back. We're not giving you Henry Cavill back. So y'all just need to shut up and fucking do what we say. We're the fucking. That's what he should have just said. That's what he's really saying without saying it.
Look, shut up and go spend your fucking money, pretty much, right? You know what I'm saying? Go watch my movie.
Whatever we do and don't question it. Just go spend money. Okay.
This is crazy, man. Like his movie made nowhere near anything that was fucking connected to
who is
Zack's
he to
movie.
even go out there and talk about this? Like, I could see, dude, if you were banking with Shazam and you had some pool, but no one want to listen to you about this, especially you talking about Zach.
I could see. Let's just take his connections away to the situation. If like Jason Momoa came out and was like, "Look, y'all, you know what I'm saying?" Like, bruh, that man had $1 billion attached to his movie. It sounds a little different from a motherfucker that cracked 360 mil, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially when we're talking about a movie that did about 400 million, right? In particular, they're saying like, yo, this movie not doing super well is why we're not going to continue with it. And then they tried out a motherfucker whose fucking movie did even worse to tell us to chill out. It is just comical, bro.
I can't even. I don't even know what to say about that, dude. It's like I was saying before. That's like blaming your old team on your new team while you're playing shitty. Like, it just makes no sense. You can't do that. Exactly. It's the other guy's fault. That's why I'm not doing good.
Fudd says, so it's safe to say that Hollywood blackballing Zach is because he's dangerous. Now that, Fudd, is the right question. You know what I'm saying?
You're on the right path.
Why is Zach not allowed to fucking come back to DC? Right? Because this shit's getting weird. Right?
Some don't make sense. It's almost like they're trying to crush this man. Forces unknown to the public are trying to crush this man from never making a big Hollywood film.
Bruh, this dude, it's his tone, right? But as Mikey pointed out earlier, most of the biggest box office returns that DC has ever gotten have been from dark films.
The Joker. The Joker,
Was that
bro.
dark? Was that dark?
Well, you know what? You know, this dark and brooding. Did you not? Oh, so the Joker? You're not gonna make. Is Joker 2 gonna be a fucking laugh riot?
Was Joker dark and brooding?
Dark and brooding and fucked up.
Yo, Joker was doing a lot of brooding in that fucking movie, yo. He did a lot of brooding there, Cron.
Stabbing people in the neck. What
right?
would Shazam do?
No, but crazy, man. It's just like we're at this point where we're like not supposed to trust our own eyes, our own ears, our instincts, right? We just have to go along with what's being said. And it's like, you know, just at, you know, cost be damned, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, hey, get along with it.
It's like if we live under a totalitarian regime and there's like, you just shut up and do what you say, or do as we say, or, you know, you end up at the bottom of the river. You know, like, whoa, we can't question or have our thoughts on these things, and you're just going to tell us how it is, and the fan base is supposed to shut up and not have any say? I mean, not even say having any opinions on something. It's outrageous. After it's all your fault. You made all these mistakes, not the fans. How's the fans at fault? We want to support you, but you keep doing things to slap us in the face.
Hey, I sense a disturbance. We got the homie Leon in here. What's going on, Leon?
What is good?
How you doing, sir?
Feeling refreshed. Just got all cleaned up, and I've been catching up on the stream. Yeah, man, that Mr. Levi there, interesting character, ain't he?
Oh yeah. Hold up. You got the homie Charles Austin saying, exactly, Sky. Follow the patterns like a murder of crows. A murder of crows senses danger in changing directions. Yo. Fudd said, it's synthetic cognitive dissonance. Hey, y'all killing me. Y'all killing me. See, this is real highbrow stuff going on over here. You know what I'm saying? Leon, real quick, man. What's your take on all this stuff that we've been covering when it comes to Zachary Levi, his comments, and just all this whole blaming of the fandom for WBD's and DC's fucking mistakes over these past few months?
Yeah, first of all, shout out to Sil Nation, Mikey Verse, the Cool Table. Much love to the chat and the whole community.
Yeah, I always say that.
You know what I'm saying? Good to see you, Necron. Good to see you, Sky. Happy holidays and all that. So, my thoughts, first and foremost, are they kind of mirror what you guys have already been saying. Just to quickly sum it up before I expand, he's unqualified to speak on these topics, Zachary Levi, in my opinion. Completely unqualified. There's no data or stats that show that man should be coming out and saying anything about finances, budgeting, film franchises, success, any of that. And I'm not knocking his career. He's obviously a successful man in his own right. I'm just speaking about DC as a whole, the DC Studios universe, as it were, as it has become, right? And before that, the DCEU. He can't speak about that. Everything he's saying contradicts what he was actually involved in. And you guys already said it. He was involved in a movie that was mid at best. It was a Marvel copy in terms of tone. Nice little children's film. Cool. Other than that, it's not a shining example of DC's success or even movie success in general, especially in the climate of superhero films. It was a dud. That thing made what? Below Captain America numbers?
Yeah,
Below Iron Man numbers?
366 million. less than Black Adam, bro. Black Adam made more. Honestly, Black Adam made more.
Let's talk about that for a second. Okay, so Black Adam is considered probably a D-lister, generally speaking, at best, right? Captain Marvel,
yes,
aka Shazam, right? Captain Marvel, aka Shazam, has always been looked at as a B to C lister. That he was at one point more popular than Superman because
many decades ago,
right? To the point that DC was trying to make that character the number one guy.
Didn't they try to sue him or vice versa?
Well, it was who they got the character from, because they bought the character from is it Charleston or Fawcett, or I think Fawcett is actually where he's from.
They started.
I can't remember.
Fawcett. Yeah,
I can't remember. I think Fawcett is the actual fictional city. I can't remember, but I think it was like
Fawcett Comics.
Was it Fawcett?
Yeah, I think so.
But it was
original publishing home of Captain Marvel.
Yeah. So DC, got the rights to Captain Marvel from them. Very ugly, muddy thing. But anyway, Captain Marvel has always been a more beloved character than Black Adam. Black Adam murdered Captain Marvel in the box office. I'm exaggerating to a degree, because the guy that we're discussing exaggerated his ass off. So why can't I, right?
There you go.
Let me exaggerate a little bit, right?
We two can play that game.
Yeah. So the point I'm making is,
you know what I just forgot
unqualified
to say, Leon?
to speak about it. What do you say, brother?
I completely forgot that this motherfucker said that the second Suicide Squad was better than the first one.
I forgot about that too.
I totally forgot he said that shit, bro. We gonna cook on that too. But go ahead, Leon. I'm sorry, bro. I just had to put that out there so that I don't forget that we gotta cook on that too. That this motherfucker said that the second Suicide Squad was better than the first one.
Well, shit. I mean, we can get on it now. I mean, I think everybody in the audience has pretty much heard what I'm saying to a degree from what you guys have said. He's unqualified to talk about the success of the DCEU because he was a part of the failed portion of it. There was a lot of fans that didn't even consider those movies DCEU. They were just kind of like, they referred to them as Hamada Burgers or MCU Light. So it wasn't until recently that they kind of got like jammed up into the rest of the DCEU, which is why we Snyder fans were like separating those movies completely from Snyder's movies, because they kept trying to say everything's Zach's fault. He didn't have a hand or input in any of those movies that flopped. Any of them. The last movie he had an opinion on was Aquaman. And that hit $1 billion.
Right.
So it seems like it's interesting, right? Like whether that played a part or not, right? Whether that was a factor or not, it's just very ironic that literally the last theatrical film in the DC universe that Zack Snyder had an opinion on, gave any sort of input or his blessing, which was literally the terms that were used, was Aquaman. And then after that, like Mikey illustrated, which is something I illustrated on the stream beforehand, was that the films that did the best box office in Warner Brothers and DC history have been the ones that have pushed the genre toward a more mature level. Dark Knight trilogy.
Wonder Woman too, Zach's influence.
Well, absolutely.
Wonder Woman.
Zachary.
Wonder Woman TOO, not Wonder Woman the number 2. He means the Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah, I mean
movie as well.
2017.
Yeah, correct.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But going down the history, like the Dark Knight trilogy, like we fans, we're not just Zack fans. We're not just Zack fans, bro. We come from Nolan stock, man. We came from that era of watching these movies become mature and elevate movies in general. That baton got passed to Zack Snyder, right? And then he began to cultivate his own fan base within DC, right? Man, it still does numbers. BVS does numbers. Wonder Woman does numbers. Suicide Squad does numbers. The only movie that fucking flopped was the one that tried to mimic Marvel, and that was Justice League. And then we skip over that, and we're all hearing that Zack Snyder had input on Aquaman, and it hits $1 billion. And then everything else was a decline, except for Joker, because the quality spoke volumes. It was maturity. So,
and they didn't even want that shit made, and didn't even get to partake in all the profits.
Correct. That was not a Hamada influence or a Hamada driven movie. It was financed by all these different financiers. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. I used to talk about that a lot.
He don't even get credit for that
at all. And I think the point that we're all making is, at the end of the day, the panel, Mikey, Syl, everybody, right, is that it's about quality and maturity. No matter what you do, you could come up with a Captain Marvel movie, for example, or AKA Shazam, and it could be for children, but it has to strike a chord with some maturity. Maybe a coming of age story of some sort. It ain't got to be rated R. Hell, it ain't even got to be PG-13. The proper writer, proper director, proper actors that care will be able to do that shit.
You don't know what is so funny. Just the other day on Christmas, I was watching Home Alone, the first one.
That's funny.
And I noticed
I say that's funny, not that you watched it, but I swear to God, I had that movie in my head when I was thinking, and I was like, should I use it as an example? I'm like, but there was maturity in that movie. But anyways, go ahead.
No, literally, it's that same thing.
Moments of maturity of it.
That's like a kid's movie, but there are moments that are for the adults, right? Because it was my first time watching it in like God knows how long. And I noticed that is a perfect movie pretty much, right? From directing to casting to tone, and with a lot of the jokes as well, because I didn't get them when I was younger, right? So as funny as that movie was to me, it's even funnier now.
Right.
Because I have context and I get all the jokes now. Right? And so, yes, it does have to still have content in them that is for the adults. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to.
Like a Shrek.
That's like when you have a bona fide mega hit. It's the kids' movie, but the kids love it, but the parents like it too. So they're going to tell the other parents, hey, yeah, we like that, and you'll like it too. I mean, you have to have that for it to be like a mega hit,
like a Shrek.
Yeah, Shrek's like that too.
Parents kept going to these movies. They kept telling their neighbor, "Oh yeah, you won't be bored." Like it's a dope story. It's got maturity in it. The kids, they won't really understand some of the maturity, but we do. That's why we're sitting here. Some people got like a bunch of kids. They got like 7 freaking kids in a movie theater shoving popcorn in their mouth, and you done spent God knows how much in money. You want to be able to enjoy it, especially when they're like, "I want to see it again." You're like, damn. Well, I can see this again because it wasn't that bad.
Dude, Mikey's comment.
John Hughes definitely directed it. Like, I think he might have wrote it as well, right?
Oh, but, John Hughes directed Home Alone too? I mean, that's
the first one.
I'll say that. Yeah.
Can I tell y'all something real quick about Home Alone?
Oh, no. It was Chris Columbus.
But who wrote it?
It had to have been John Hughes then, because I saw his name on the credits, and I was like, oh shit, it was John Hughes too.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Dude, shout out to John Hughes, Uncle Bud. 16
Mikey's
Candles.
right.
Hilarious stuff.
Hashtag Mikey's right.
Mikey's absolutely right.
Ironic fun fact about Home Alone. Warner Brothers passed on Home Alone.
Here we
Fox,
go.
Fox picked it up. Isn't that interesting? Warner Brothers has a cute little history with Hollywood, don't they?
Right.
They know how to make hits, eh? I mean, they do, and they have the story hits. I'm not trying to dunk on them hardcore, but it's just they do dumb shit like along the lines. Like they really know how to build a franchise and destroy it. You know what I mean? Look at the Batman 80s and 90s franchise, Batman and Robin. Look at before that with the Superman franchise, 70s and 80s. Fast forward,
goofy, yeah.
Fast forward through the Dark Knight trilogy, and they were like, well, what do we do with this afterwards? And it's like, all right, do we do Solo? Do we do this? Do we do that? They let Zach do his thing. And then literally after that movie came out, they were on his ass. Include this, include that, do this, do that. And Zach was like, all right. Script ideas got stolen. Yeah, and that's on top of the fact that all his ideas got stolen by Marvel. So he had to rewrite. But we've already been through that. I don't want to take up the chat with history. Maybe I'll do it on my channel one of these days. Maybe I'll do that. Right. Who knows? Whatever. Go. But the point is, Zachary Levi needs to sit down and shut the fuck up.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, let's be honest.
Shut the fuck up, Zachary.
Especially if he's going to be saying contradictory information, man. Like, bro.
Yo, look, real quick. I want y'all to touch on this. What y'all think about his comments about Suicide Squad? Because that was weird, Joe. That was
ass kissing, dude. Come on. Dude, what else can you say? That everybody knows that's not true.
Dude. Could you get any more clear with your intentions?
Right. This is what I'm saying, right? People can have their opinion about whatever they think about the Suicide Squad and the original Suicide Squad, right?
That sounded definitively that was like
for sure. Like you know it as a fact.
That was like everybody know. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about facts though, right? Let's talk about facts for a second. Because men lie, women lie, numbers don't, right? Which one of those movies hit what, 700, almost 800 million?
Yep.
So which one of those movies did that?
Suicide
Which
Squad.
one? Right. Which one of those was a rated R Marvel movie that lost $100 million? I'm just saying.
Well,
so
let's put that guy in charge, Hollywood logic.
So that's the thing. Like, he can have whatever the opinion he wants. He can make it seem definitive. And there's an argument out there that people will probably agree just because of principle of what the studio did to the movie, right? But I'm not here to talk about emotional things. I'm gonna talk about facts. I don't really care whether people think it's good or bad. I know who went to go see it, and I know who did it. Because even a rated R movie should have did more than that, bro. $100 million loss, bro. That's crazy.
That didn't stop Deadpool, right? We have all these examples, bro. They have and Deadpool wasn't coming off of a prior movie that made $800 million, damn near, right? You know what I'm saying? So
right.
The first, Suicide Squad was really, I enjoyed it. I know, I call it Studio Squad, and that makes sense. But whatever, I enjoyed it. So you're telling me the sequel was rated R? So I'm expecting more of that awesomeness from the first movie, but not held back to a PG-13 rating. Total letdown,
bro. I really did not like that movie, bro. I really just fundamentally did not like that movie. Yeah, you guys have.
I haven't watched it again.
Saw it, right?
Yeah, I only watched it once, and it was enough,
bro. I'm gonna give you all when. What were you saying, Leon?
No, go ahead.
That part where Bloodsport and Peacemaker are going through the village and they're just trying to one up one another by killing everybody. And when they got to the chick and she's like, oh, like all those people were her friends and family pretty much. And she just it immediately started helping them. I was like, yo, like, what the hell
What
am I
is
watching?
going on here?
Like,
Yeah.
what the hell am I watching right now? They literally just go through and murder your entire, like, all your friends. You know what I'm saying? And you're just going to immediately be super cool with helping them, like, immediately after that.
Now, I know I may have a different opinion than you guys.
Yeah.
I actually didn't think the movie was bad when I saw it. And I actually gave it a good review. In my review, I said, though, the movie didn't have any weight for the very same things that you're saying.
Oh, man.
It's just a frat boy movie. I was like, yeah, pretty cool, whatever. But I also thought it was really stupid to make that movie rated R. Yeah. There's no metrics that show that that movie was going to do well just because it was rated R, man. And there was nothing about that movie that proved that it should be rated R. If you watch that movie and just take the cussing out, it's PG-13. Yeah, some of the gore and the cussing, it's PG-13. Literally. Like, what was the point?
And
other than to lose $100 million.
Right. And what's actually funny is this is $168 million worldwide. Right. You know,
that's all like, it got.
Right. And this
that's
dude,
it for real?
Bro. Yeah.
What? Damn, bro.
That's scary.
Yo.
Hey.
That's
don't add up, bro. Don't math, dude.
Yo, wait, hold up. I've only heard Leon do that like 2 or 3 times. Like those are always reserved for like some crazy fucking information.
when I really don't know some shit, I just forgot. Right? I don't think I've ever known that. That's nuts. What the dude, that's embarrassing. How can he come out there, grab a microphone, and say, Suicide Squad was better than... Shut up.
Wow.
What are we talking about here? We're talking about movies. He's trying to talk about movies that flopped. And at the same time, talk out the side of his neck. Yo, this is nuts, man.
Bruh. Yo, ain't it crazy? Hey, look. His movie... And
Jesus Christ,
bro, his movie and Shazam movie didn't equal up to the first Suicide Squad, right?
Combined,
bro. Yes. Bro, combined, bro. Right? And look, and Charles also said 168.7. Yo, that 700,000 is important. You know what I'm saying? But
do y'all got that graphic I put in the chat?
Oh shit! Hold on 1 second.
I want us to look at these numbers.
He said gun fell into the top. Right?
Failing upward, baby.
They got lost WBD 100 M's. Right? The James Gunn way. Yo, this is crazy, yo. Oh my god. He said, or the thinker alluding to having rats in his ass. Yeah, bro. Hey, all this was James Gunn, like it's just par for the course with this guy, right? But let me go grab this for the homie real quick. He said, or Peacemaker theoretically eating a beach full of dicks. Hey, right? Hey, Peacemaker is Necron's boy, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right? Yeah, you're really overselling that, by
the way. He said, don't put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Don't be trying to
confirm that. I was hoping y'all got that reference.
He's trying to confirm me, Leon. He's trying to confirm me.
He's trying to confirm
Just because I said I fucking worked at home and I enjoyed Peacemaker. I didn't think it was the best thing I ever fucking saw. It was on.
Hey, I'm no better, bro. I just said I actually liked TSS, man. I liked the Suicide Squad. It was okay. Thought it was all right. It's not a movie I'll ever buy or watch again, but
exactly.
You know,
it's not like it's in your Voodoo account or something.
Right. Not at all.
Charles said James Gunn's next movie should be a heartfelt drama called "Brother, Can You Spare $100 Million?"
Yo.
Yo.
That's funny.
Oh man, this shit is. He said, or Ratcatcher 1 dying of a heroin overdose. Bruh, hey, yo, hey, Leon, they on your head, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they ain't on my head. They talking about the damn movie.
yeah, we just vouch for that shit.
I didn't vouch. Nah, motherfucker. I said I liked it. I ain't say it was the creme de la creme, and it didn't deserve criticism. It definitely deserves criticism.
In this modern world, if you say you like something, all of a sudden you love something.
Scott just be looking to alley-oop and dunk. That's all that is. That's Scott, man.
Thanks.
Scott got that brother syndrome.
Right?
you gotta pick on the brother.
We got Retro here. How you doing, Retro Nerd Girl? It is a pleasure to have you in the house. She says, I didn't see the Suicide Squad up until that point. I buy a copy to own, but it hasn't interested me yet.
Nah, it's not worth buying at all. It's not even really worth seeing, to be honest. It's just not. And this is from somebody who actually thought it was okay. Like would I recommend it? Nah. You're not missing anything. But structurally, I didn't think it was a bad movie. You know what I mean?
Oh,
and that's the thing. I thought Suicide Squad structurally was bad, but it was just more impactful and more entertaining than the original one.
Yeah. No, it was definitely more entertaining. Look, Marcus is cooking. He says, or Weasel killing children and surviving like the hero at the end. Hey, that low key happened.
That's the thing about Gunn. That was his wheelhouse. He was like, ooh, degenerates winning. You know, he was like rubbing his hands, you know, and getting all moist and shit. Like he was getting all weird by himself. Like, oh, I can't wait. Degenerates winning, you know.
Bruh, he could have he could have done anything. And he picked Suicide Squad. They offered him Superman.
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they did, yo.
He showed jumping on it like a grenade now.
This motherfucker got the whole shit in his helm now, you know what I'm saying? Right? Like he got the whole DC universe in the palm of his hand.
He does.
That's fucking crazy, bro. After a flop.
Crazy, bro.
Yo, this is crazy, yo.
Maybe I should go to WB and ask to make a movie. I ain't even done one yet. How great is that? Hire me.
Right.
Pretty much.
But I want to pull these up for the homie. Right? Because I think this goes into what he was talking about. Wait, but first, before we get into that.
You betrayed him. Your own family.
What's up with these likes, yo? Like, y'all bugging. You know what I'm saying? What up with these likes? Y'all betrayed me.
DC fans depressed. They can't lift their finger to hit the like button no more.
Your own family. Right? James Gunn ain't writing nothing like that, man.
Like what?
Y'all think James Gunn gonna write something like that, bro?
Oh, for Steppenwolf? Or anybody?
Yeah.
Nah, not at all. Nah.
Come on, man. I will stride across their bones. Come on, man. Anyway.
How's he gonna handle Batman? Come on.
All right, Leon. Let's get into it, man. Wait, he lost 170 M's, bro?
Yes, sir. He damn near matched what he lost and what he got in box office. Ain't that some shit?
Oh my God, bro. What are you seeing when you look at this chart, though, Leon? Like,
I see.
What does this tell you?
I see a lot, my brother. The one to the top left shows you in the blue Zack Snyder's influence films or direct, written, and directed, right? And all of them go up, 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 up. The ones to the right in the red, Hamada Burgers, they trend downward to being canceled. I know it's probably small to some people, but really one at the bottom there in the purple, I think that's Batgirl getting canceled. And before those is Shazam being mid at best, Birds of Prey being below mid at best, Wonder Woman 84 being laughable, and the Suicide Squad losing money. And then the chart to the top right shows a trend upward as well to exact profits. And it just shows a franchise building up, right?
And with the BVS numbers, I guarantee you that's not taking into account the fact that Zach did all that product placement. Because that damn near paid for the movie before the movie even came out. Like a significant chunk of that movie was already paid for. Right? So so in effect, those movies made more in profit than is even stated here. This is just going off straight production budget and box office returns.
Correct. And it doesn't account for physical media, streaming, etc., merchandise, all sorts of things. But even with that, the trend is still upward. People kept coming back. You know what I mean? And it was like I said a few streams ago that the fan base, just because it says a Superman logo doesn't mean everybody's going to show up. You still have to make them believe in that version, right? You're going to have a certain amount of Superman fans that come in, like I was saying before, people who just wear a freaking Superman shirt to go work out, people who wear it as pajamas, people who just like reading Superman comics, whatever. That might get you 200, 300 mil. What's going to get them to go spread the word of mouth to people who don't really care for the character that much? That's where you get your 600, 700 mil. Then you get that rolling to the sequel. Then you get that rolling to whatever else is attached to. Then you get it rolling to Wonder Woman. You know what I mean? So
all I see there
franchise soldiers.
All I see there is Zack Snyder's casting of people who are in his Justice League. It's just going up and up and up and up and up. Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All his, it's a winning formula. It's going up and up and up and up. And you get the Aquaman, it's even off the charts, literally.
Right?
Oh yeah, on the graphics, that's cool. It just flies off.
Yeah.
But that's the thing though, right? Zach is to blame for this reboot. You know what I'm saying? Zach and his fan base, right?
They're like rewriting history here, dude. Like this is not even true.
It didn't connect, right? It just didn't connect, right?
Well, it looks like it's connected there by that chart.
There was another study that was done by, I think, a guy named @Jason something. I had just recently found it. They put it out in January of this year. And I'm like almost a whole year later, I'm just not finding this. I actually said that in a tweet because I thought it was funny. They did research they aggregated every major site that took fan and audience scores. And basically every score is in the A and B range when combined and aggregated. So Zack Snyder, the numbers saying that he didn't resonate with audiences, from those numbers, that's data showing that he did resonate with audiences, point blank.
Right, but hey, we know for sure that James Gunn's Suicide Squad was better than the first one, right? Because it made more money, it had more impact, and it donned the spinoff that did YouTube numbers, right?
Yep.
Crazy, yo. Now, look. Hopefully, there comes a point where WBD and DC can kind of own up for what they've done that has led to these situations, right? And why the fan base feels so upset. And, until we get to that point, I don't necessarily see things getting better. I mean, when you're literally going out there and you're blaming the fan base, it's like it's just never going to go well.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, at the end of the day, you're blaming the consumer and you're blaming a part of the fan base that still has to pay for these movies. So if you're blaming us, we'll just sit at home, just like everybody did for the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, you're pissing off the people who spend the money. I mean, I don't know what type of business sense that comes from, but doesn't seem like a good decision to be making. Let's go piss off our fan base. Especially, like Mikey's saying, pissing off the fan base and trying to force them to drink new Coke. Like, but everybody wants old Coke. And if you weren't there, old Coke had to come back because new Coke was fucking tanking.
Yo, I'm about to say something after I read Retro's comment because this is something that kind of upsets me about this whole reboot thing as well. Retro says, I didn't pique my interest because the Suicide Squad, it didn't tie into Suicide Squad as a sequel. There was no continuity. It always felt like an alternative universe and not the main SnyderVerse. Okay. Watch this, right? Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie, she seems to be immune from any of these things that are going on when it comes to this reboot, right? I mean, if you look at it, she was in the first Suicide Squad, which made a bunch of money, right? Huge cultural impact, all that, right? Absolutely. We'll always say that. She has been very open about, kind of like not wanting to work with Jared Leto again, right? So I think that's kind of what also made the air cut thing like not as prominent because, how can you really go out there and have everybody trying to promote it if two of the bigger stars, one doesn't want to be to be connected with the other, right? And you have that whole situation going on. Birds of Prey comes out, which Margot Robbie had a lot of influence on that movie as well. That was not well received at all. She is starring in this James Gunn, the Suicide Squad movie, which loses $170 million, right? But yet she is somehow immune from the reboot, right? And she's probably going to end up staying. I mean, these are questions, right, that I feel like James Gunn and Peter Safran are going to be faced with moving forward if they don't provide some clarity with the fan base, because I'm not understanding what the logic is here. I mean, what is this about? Because is it tone? Is it profitability? Is it box office? Like, what metrics do we seem to be using here? Because it seems to be like certain people that just were a part of flops get elevated, and people that were in the more successful projects are then pushed to the background. What are you guys thinking about all this?
I think you hit the nail on the head as far as like giving a good focal point and summary, because we've been kind of saying the same things that you were saying just now, which is the scattered messaging is kind of like I want to say pick your poison kind of thing. They're just kind of picking up whatever subject matter suits them at the time in order to shut people up. It's profit, budget, quality, fractious fan base, tone. When it's like you said, like which one is it that is going to be the thing that you really that really put everything over the edge to make you want to reboot. And if it's all of them, then how come the SnyderVerse does not check those boxes? Except for maybe fractious fan base. Who gives a shit? They paid money to go see those movies, didn't they? Right? Like budget.
And we wouldn't be so fractious if you was just gonna finish the damn movies, yo.
Yeah, we're fractious because of the studio itself. Like even before Gunn came in, all the regimes let the fan base down. You know what I mean?
I think too, Margot just happened to be at the right place at the right time. All the Me Too stuff was going on. They didn't want to look like a bunch of jerks and get rid of, the female star, whatever. And maybe they're like, we're just going to keep her around so we don't get any bad press, because we're always, we're WB. We always getting bad press. And then we're going to fire one of our female stars. Because I can't see why it makes sense. She's not.
They fired Gal Gadot, apparently, right?
Well, according
That's a
to
good
someone,
point.
they said who said Gal's gone or whatever the response.
Who said we booted Gal? But what does that even mean, bro? Like,
right? He could be playing semantics. We didn't boot her, but we fired her. Like
she quit after we asked her to leave.
Right. Right.
We didn't boot her. We just asked her to leave. Like, what do you mean? Like,
right.
No, but it's like it's just crazy to me. Like, I'm not understanding the rhyme or reason here, right? It's just like, yo, it is certain things that if it's like, yo, Gal, her Wonder Woman has brought in much more money than Margot's Harley Quinn has.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I would have to assume so.
Even with Wonder Woman 2. And Wonder Woman 2 was released during major COVID. Like, right. Wasn't that like when that came out, it was like COVID was still
that
like
was actually the same year.
Thing. Yeah.
But that made more money than the Suicide Squad, didn't it?
I don't know.
Everything made more money than Suicide Squad.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and say
yeah.
Hold up. I'm about to pull up the box office.
While you do that, I just wanted to say that, no offense to Margot, but she's not a box office draw outside of Harley Quinn.
Oh my God, bro. How much did that James Gunn movie make?
Like 146, 170, I can't remember.
Wait, hold up. Let me find that comment.
It was 168. 168.7.
Oh, 168.7. Right? Bro. 169.6, bro.
It still made more.
And that's
even worse.
Was in the same,
bro.
And on top of that, that was like literally that was when most theaters were still closed.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I get what y'all are saying.
Yeah, it didn't have the opportunity to make money.
We're still closed, bro. Because they weren't even open out here yet. I don't even think that the theaters were open.
Wow.
Bro, I'm pretty sure that if they were open, it was probably open in places like Orange County and stuff like that. So like LA, no, it was a no-go. Right? But in some of like those neighboring counties, they were like slowly opening back up. Right? So yeah, all like Hollywood and the Chinese theater and all that. No, it was closed at that point, right? So, but by the time that the Suicide Squad opened, theaters were opening back up because I saw that in LA, so I would know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it's crazy. I'm not understanding why some of these people are in these why they're in these positions. I'm trying to like wrap my head around it. It's just like these people are allowed to be a part of flops and then keep going, and then they get elevated while what's been shown to be profitable and to really unite the fandom, like Cavill coming back and all that kind of stuff. That stuff is just pushed to the side and cast out, and it's like we're just gonna move forward. And you better not say nothing about it either. Don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do, you're being uproarious and unkind. You know what I'm saying?
What's also worth noting is that whatever failures may have come due to like the HBO Max premieres or COVID, right? Those failures land squarely on the people that were in charge, not Zack Snyder, not Zack Snyder or us. Exactly. So any sort of excuse of, oh, C-19 and the germ and the bug and the theaters and the
Zachary Levi is doing the old noise chamber experiment. You just keep saying something, even if it ain't true, till everybody just starts thinking it's true because you just heard it so much, because that shit ain't true. It's not true at all, dude. You're lying.
It has nothing to do with Zack Snyder's fan base. Like, we didn't go see those movies. Y'all should have made your own fan base. Y'all were trying to cultivate MCU fans, right? That wasn't us.
Or
y'all put them shits on HBO Max.
Zack Snyder movies made money.
It ain't the tone either, right? It ain't the tone either, because fucking we've been shown that the DC's biggest movies are usually their darker ones. Right? Like, if you look at their top earning and top grossing movies, they're all the dark ones.
Quick question.
The Dark Knight Rises, was that not a dark movie?
Very much. Quick question.
Batman getting his back broken.
Look up No Way Home. No Way Home was the one with the three Spider-Men, right?
Yeah.
Look up when that came out, because I could have swore that came out during C-19 as well, and it made $1 billion and some change.
$2 billion, right?
Yeah, it destroyed.
I don't even know.
It destroyed out China.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it came out that same year, but just in
I think
December.
There was more open when it came out.
Yeah, 1.9 billion.
But there was something that came out around when Spider-Man, like before. Was it the Suicide Squad?
Bruh.
Something came out in December.
The Suicide Squad got his ass kicked by Jungle Cruise, bro.
I'm gonna look this up real quick, because I think, if I'm not mistaken,
Jungle
there was a DC movie that came out.
Jungle Cruise made 220 in that same time frame.
All right, it's time for me to crash, gentlemen.
I feel it.
1 o'clock my time.
Yep.
Carry on. Have a good conversation.
I was about to tell y'all. Absolutely, much love to the big homie Necron. You know what I'm saying? And I was just about to tell y'all, you need to put y'all last questions, comments down at the bottom, because we are going to start shutting this down in a little bit. But yeah, man, The Rock made 220 at that same time frame. So if he ain't even get the 220, I don't want to hear that shit. Said it did come out during COVID. No. It definitely did. Now look, I'm not gonna say that the whole COVID thing had nothing to do with it. Like, right? Because obviously, that whole situation, it, had a drastic effect on Hollywood and all the box office. So I'm never gonna be like, I am never gonna say, hey, just totally disregard that. But at the same time, if you are getting beat out by other films during that same time period, right, then that is something that you have to take into account, right?
Well, I'm also just looking at it from a standpoint of like, no matter what any other box office did, in the standpoint of like, why are y'all blaming Zack Snyder for movies that came out during that time period?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's my whole point.
That's
Like,
true too.
no matter what it did, and no matter what was down, no matter what it made, or who was competing against who, just our fan base, Zack Snyder, we had nothing to do with any of those decisions or that box office. We were clear away from those movies. You know what I mean? Them flops were firmly on. What's that boy name with the freaking chapped lips? God, the freaking executive, the weird dude, Keelar, that dude.
Oh, Keelar do got some chapped lips. That motherfucker can use some Carmex. He needs some Carmex, bro.
Yeah, big
Real
time.
talk. Like,
you got all the millions, bro. Come on, do something with yourself. But anyway, Mr. Carmax himself. Yeah, man. Like, that was all on him and his team. But yet Zack Snyder's name is coming out of the mouth of this goofball. Like, come on, man.
he didn't even have to say his name either. That's what was so
At
crazy
all.
about it. Like, he literally didn't have to say it, but that wasn't part of his mandate. You know what I'm saying? He had to mention Zack Snyder's name and kind of blame it on him.
That's true.
You know, or else, fucking Saffron would have probably did something to him. You know what I'm saying? He'd have snatched him up. Like, bruh.
You heard what I said, bro. What's wrong with you?
Why you ain't follow the plan, bro? You know what I'm saying?
The script. I know you suck at acting, but read that script.
You gotta blame the SnyderVerse, bro. The Snyder Bros. You know what I'm saying? But man, look. Yeah, y'all put y'all last questions and comments. We about to start wrapping up. Leon, yo. Before we get to the final thoughts, right? I want to ask you a question. Do you think that the blaming of like the Snyder fandom and Zack Snyder is going to end anytime soon? Like, do you really, in your heart of hearts, believe that that's possible?
Not anytime soon, man. I think even after the reboot, they're going to be comparing him. If they haven't stopped now, we're going to get major comparisons. If this reboot is even remotely successful, they're going to be, see what happens when you got a real, architect, you got a real visionary. We're going to get all types of bullshit ass comparisons when, the difference between when Zack Snyder was around and what they ended up with.
You gotta do that voice again, bro.
Gap. See? We got a visionary now, man. The visionary, guys. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, it's gonna be like, and the thing, it's funny. I've talked to so many people about like these movies, and don't nobody know about any of this stuff. So this is all like on the internet, which is great because Zack Snyder's name isn't really being sullied in like the average household. You know what I mean? Like, I know somebody right now. I was having a conversation with her, and she was like talking about BVS. She's never seen the Ultimate Edition. She saw the theatrical one, and she makes fun of like the Martha scene, and she doesn't even know who directed it. She likes Man of Steel, and she said she saw the trailers for ZSGL, but she never bought HBO Max. She said, "Oh, I keep forgetting," and da da da. So I'm like, "Yeah, man, you got to watch that." She didn't know who directed any of those movies. She doesn't know anything about, what's destroyed, what's not, what's butchered, what's not. She has her own mainstream general audience taste. Same thing with everybody. Casual, right? There was a guy, and I'm just telling you negative opinions. There was a guy, I remember taking holiday pictures a few years ago, and I was having a debate with this one guy. He was like, "Man, I didn't like BVS, blah, blah, this, that, and the third." He didn't know who directed it. So all this negativity, but he liked Man of Steel. All this negativity towards Zack Snyder and his name and blaming him for all this stuff. It's solely from, it's on the internet. squarely on the internet. Everybody that I saw that gave a great opinion about Zack Snyder's Justice League, guess what? They know who directed that because it says his name in the front. Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's the beauty of that, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yo.
And they can't stop that. Zack Snyder's Justice League. They may not even know what that means. You know what I mean? So you have to explain to them how movies work and movie titles.
I told you that I feel like that was part of the thing too, because his name being at the front of that means a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of Hollywood and branding, right? His name being in front of the Justice League, right? And it's like, that's crazy, right? And
yeah, man. Joss Whedon can't even say that he's in front of the first Avengers film, bro.
Joss Whedon's Avengers, right?
Can't say that ever. The Russo brothers can't even say that, bro. But Zack Snyder can say that his 4-hour fucking version, bro. He caught up to the Avengers in one movie.
Dude, like literally, dude. Literally, like even all like the diehard MCU fans, the homie Stino is one of them. He was, bro. When he saw that movie, he was like, bro, like this is on par with like Infinity War and Endgame. He literally said that, and that was the first one, bro. That was the first one, and these are MCU general audience.
Yep.
So I'm not here for this whole general audience didn't like Zach's movies, because they love that one.
And that's my point, is like, yes, there are people who did not like BVS. I just named some. They don't know who directed it. You know what I'm saying? So this whole like, oh, Zack Snyder comes with baggage. No, he doesn't. Nerds make that a thing. Not general. I don't give a damn. Yeah, nerd. Shout out to the Simpsons. Nerd. Yeah, man. Like general audience don't give a damn about who directed the movie. They just want to watch their big live action cartoons and talk shit about it or like it. That's it. They don't go to sleep at night. They don't go to sleep going, man, that damn BVS. They worried about work. Nerds go to sleep. Nerds go to sleep thinking about Twitter. They wake up thinking about Twitter and who to complain to, man. They bring up the same topics over and over and over and over. Twitter is a dead app, and all this stuff really lives on Twitter. We saw the stats on Twitter, how it's like one of the worst apps as far as
the Twitter files, yo.
Yeah, man, it's ridiculous. So at the end of the day, point I'm making is, I'm not saying that Zack Snyder is just beloved universally. He, to a degree, people don't really know who directed those movies, and they like them or they don't. At the end of the day, they kept showing up. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And every time Zack's movies come out, he doesn't make movies that are so like disdain that you can really just say, oh my God, I hate his films. I can see the distinct signature of his films. I will never watch. Nah, people went and saw Army of the Dead. They went to theaters and they watched that shit on Netflix. Netflix was happy to talk about those numbers.
Oh my God. Right? And that was with a fresh IP. That was in a fresh IP, bro. Zombie movie.
A fresh IP, bro. So the thing is, there's a lot to say.
Just imagine what Rebel Moon gonna do, bro.
Right. Think about this, dog. What do people do after they
and then when the trailer say part 1, oh my God, bro.
What do people do when they watch a movie? Do you go Google to see who directed it, or do you just talk shit about it?
Nah, I just talk shit about it, bro.
Yeah, that's it. When you watch a movie,
I don't know who is fucking directing Cocaine Bear, But that shit looks hilarious, bro.
Right.
You know
And I
what I'm saying?
bet you, if you was just plain old general audience after you walked out of that movie, even if you liked it, you probably not gonna look up who directed it. You're just gonna be like, that shit fire, and that's it. That's it. People only know about Quentin Tarantino because that's how Hollywood made it. Hollywood, he made sure in marketing that his name was the shit. Like, I'm Quentin Tarantino. Y'all ain't gonna forget who I am. I'm making these
And that
movies.
still took a minute too.
Straight up. We ain't know who that man was till like after Kill Bill. Let's be real.
Man.
Right? Facts.
Can't argue, bro.
So this whole rhetoric,
yeah.
this whole rhetoric of Zack Snyder bad, Zack Snyder fans bad. Don't nobody outside of Twitter and fucking the internet and bunch of nerds, like James Gunn said, sitting in their mama's basement, ain't outside of that group, don't nobody know or care. And that's not a diss to Zack. I got every Zack Snyder movie. That's just the facts culturally. So there's no baggage. It's all about you being a studio and getting behind your movies. Because if you put the battery in the back of BVS at that time, it's clearing $1 million easily. Every time, if you're Sky, the executive who was behind BVS, and they say, well, what do you feel about the internet backlash? You're gonna be like, what backlash? I don't give a damn about that. Hey, everybody that's been seeing BVS, I love y'all. Shout out to y'all. Zack Snyder's the man. Batman and Superman. Who don't want to see Batman and Superman? Let's get it. Every time you talk about it. Every other executive does that. Maybe not that energetic, but every other executive, when you ask them about Transformers, they ain't gonna diss Transformers. They gonna say, go fucking watch it. No matter how you feel about it.
Bruh, and that's what's so crazy. Motherfuckers be like, oh my God, Zack's movies, they were divisive. People didn't like them, blah, 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 blah. What about fucking Transformers, yo? Like, how long have people been complaining about Transformers movies?
Brother.
But they can't seem to stop making those shits. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that was
gonna keep coming. They're coming. Right?
The Transformers fan base, quality aside, was the original Snyder fan base before there was a Snyder fan base, bro. The internet was cooking Transformers. And them bad boys was clearing $1 billion. General audience didn't give a damn about what nobody was saying on the internet, bro. It's robots transforming into cars, transforming into robots. I don't care. I don't care if they suck. I'm going to go see that, bro, because when I was a kid, bro, that shit was awesome.
That first Transformers movie, when you first see that motherfucker transform, and it's like, and it's just like, I was like, yo. Honestly, I fucked with the first two. I will never forget.
The second one?
I was in the theater.
I still own them all.
For number 2 when they was in the desert and it was getting all crazy and shit. I'll never forget because I was with my homegirl and it was going down, bro. Like it was just all this shit going on. And she literally had the fucking, she put her jacket over her head and was just like, yo, this is just too much. I can't watch right now. Like it's just too much. Cause it was like, it was like right after that part where like fucking Shia LaBeouf almost got blown up out in the desert. It was after like his like third time or whatever that shit happening. They was just running through and like some fucking missiles fucking landed like right near him and he like anyway, but it was just
he was chasing the matrix of leadership, I think, right? He had in his hand.
Right.
And it was like a big spiky thing or whatever.
Yeah. And it was just like that shit was just like a crazy big cinematic movie, right? And you're watching this shit and it's like, damn, you're just watching these big Transformers. But I understand why the general audience was like, yo, we just like come watch this shit on the fucking big screen. Whereas you had a huge chunk of the internet saying, oh my God, these movies are terrible. And it's like, yo, they just kept servicing that fan base. And I feel like if Warner Brothers and DC would have done that back then, we'd be in a different fucking stratosphere right now.
Paramount didn't give a damn what critics were saying. They kept feeding the general audience Michael fucking Bay until it broke. Until it broke, bro. They didn't give a fuck. They were
Literally,
like,
the same pairing. People like, yo, kick Michael Bay on Transformers. Like, no, get that man another one.
straight, bro. To the point
Yeah.
that even though I was going to go see them, I was like, I'm tired of seeing Michael Bay do Transformers. And I still went to go see it. So what does that tell you, bro? All this bullshit. Oh, Zack Snyder. Oh, Michael Bay. Yo, one studio put the battery in Michael Bay's back and said, fuck them nerds. Go make your movie, bro. Go get us another Billy. Or close to a Billy. Because we're racking up ends. We're stacking. Racks on racks, baby.
Toys and all that, bro.
Toys.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, I'm pretty sure I got one of them action figures. I'm pretty sure I do. One at the very least from them films. That's just how dope they were, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't kill what's working, dog, and you don't slander what's working. I don't remember one exec slandering Michael Bay, dog. Not one.
That's true, bro. That's crazy.
Not a one, bro.
That's crazy. Like, and it's crazy even looking back, right? Just thinking that they had a franchise where the second movie made $873 million, and they decided to pull the plug.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, bro.
Literally
That's
in the middle
crazy.
of making billions. Literally in the making, bro. They made, if you think about, what was it like that plus Man of Steel combined? They got $1 billion franchise right there. From 2 movies, they got $1 billion franchise. Like, cool, we cooking. Bro. We cooking with gas. We got Batman. We got Man of Steel. Then we got Batman. We got BVS. That's $1 billion. That's over $1 billion right there as a franchise, right? Then we got what it was called TSS or not TSS. Suicide Squad joint came out that made it like I think it was a $3 billion franchise after that. And plus Wonder Woman, 3-point-something billion.
Crazy, bro.
It was smooth sailing, bro. But they want to take Michael Bay off. They want to take Michael Bay off, dog.
They gonna reboot Michael Bay. You know what I'm saying?
They want to reboot Transformers.
In the fucking middle of them, make it, bruh. After Michael Bay gets a Transformers director's cut that's fire as fuck, and everybody loves it too. Like, the critics actually like it, you know what I'm saying? And they like, oh shit, this is what the Transformers movie should be.
Transformers
should be like
3, the Ultimate Edition,
right here, right? And then all of a sudden, it's like, nah, now we're gonna pull them off.
Hey, have you met one person that's seen BVS like in person, right? The Ultimate Edition that has said it sucked? I ain't met one yet, bro.
No, bro.
Theatrical cut, I get mixed. You know what I'm saying?
True.
But like when I say, yo, you gotta watch the Ultimate Edition. Nah, no, for real. Those that have watched it and been like, yo, I just watched that shit, man. That shit was fire, dog. Yes.
Yeah, that shit takes it up a whole notch. If you thought it was good, if you thought it was good, it makes that movie great. If you thought it was great, it makes it like legendary. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you already thought it was legendary, then that shit takes it into where I think it is. You know what I'm saying? Into the fucking stratosphere, right? So,
big time.
Yeah,
man.
You know, it's just, you know, it's just weird things. But I do want to get your last comments and statements on this whole Zachary Levi and the blaming of the fans thing, because we don't go up and get on out of here pretty soon. So you want to go ahead and get your final thoughts on all that, sir?
Yeah, man, definitely, man. I think this is a dope stream. I think the only thing that, like, you know, the only regret about what we talk about is that these comments are opinions that come with information and data. Don't slap these motherfuckers upside their head. That's my only regret, dog. Because if I had, my God, if I had a fraction of Zachary Levi's following, it'd be a wrap for that dude. What could he say? I'd be on his head. I'd be retweeting him. Because hey, you know what's funny about that, bro? Me and him actually, if you can look it up, you can search both our ats. Me and him actually went back and forth one day because I had cooked him. Yeah, I cooked him. I don't know why I don't ever mention that. But yeah, I cooked Zachary Levi. Y'all can look that shit up. For real. And all he could do was retweet me and say some goofy shit.
Oh my, hey.
I'm gonna tell you what it was about too, but go ahead. Yeah.
You know how they do, bro.
Cooked them, bro, because like this is what happened. The Rock, somebody said something about pray for them kids. Basically the Shazam cast, right? Used to the Shazam cast.
Yo,
we all know who his homie is, so you know, I feel you. But it was about like when Shazam 2 was, cooking behind the scenes, and The Rock was like working out and doing his Black Adam thing, and he was cooking behind the scenes. Fans were like trying to, envision Black Adam whooping Shazam's ass, basically. And they were saying like, yo, we got to pray for that whole cast because The Rock looking like he gonna destroy him, basically. And The Rock said something like positive about that, like, yeah, I'd fuck him up, basically. And this one dude said something like something being body positive about The Rock and throwing shade at Shazam, basically, like giving The Rock props and throwing shade at Shazam. The freaking actor Zach Levi himself came out and was talking noise to that guy because he was feeling insecure. He said, "How do you know?" Like basically, "How do you know I don't feel insecure?" This, that, and the third. It was the lamest crap ever. So I think I either took that tweet or I screenshot it and I retweeted it, and I was basically like defending the guy, and I was saying like, "Yo, this dude Zachary Levi basically just bullied this guy because this guy just gave an opinion about the characters. He ain't talking about Zachary freaking Levi, you insecure lame, you know what I'm saying?" And the guy was basically like, "Thanks, like, thanking me or whatever." And somebody tagged Zachary Levi, or I don't even know how he found out because I don't know if anybody
Zachary, get him.
Oh yeah. He thought he would. Doing. Yeah, it went kind of viral.
You know how they
too.
Be doing.
Oh yeah, you already know. Get him. This is an easy one, Zachary.
This is an easy one.
Yeah, it really wasn't. It wasn't. He read it all, and people were trying to come to defense, and I was cooking everybody in the comments, and I think he saw that, and all he did was retweet what I said and said some lame joke about a diet or something like for himself, and I had retweeted that, and I was just like, "Now this man got me looking up diets or some shit." Like what kind of comment is that, bro? Like just man up and just. So, but basically, I cooked him, and I was like, people were DMing me like, "Yo, that's crazy how he ain't want to smoke," because he's a lame. That's what he do, bro. He a lame. He does this thing where he tries to play like he's Mr. Victim and he's an everyman. Oh, like, bro, you got money. You know what I'm saying? You got connections to where you can be a, good-looking guy who works out and all that BS. Ain't nobody got time to be empathetic or sympathetic towards you, bro. You're not a victim, bro. You got every opportunity to be that dude. But they roll you out every time. They want you to say something bad about a fandom that made more money than you, man. Come on, bro. Every time they ask this man about the SnyderVerse, he got to talk some shit. You ever notice that?
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro. And then it's like, literally the 2 times this shit seemed to come out his mouth, it's something negative.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Lame ass dude. So at the end of the day, man, I don't know this man. Ain't nothing personal. When I see people and how they move, no matter what their status is in life, I'm just like, yo, what's wrong with you, man? Especially when you in a status where you could be that dude and you still act like a loser. It's weird to me, man. So those are my thoughts. I just don't. He has no merit in what he says. The data speaks for itself. The numbers speak for itself. So, he's just a puppet at the end of the day, man.
I feel it. I want to say thank you, Leon, for coming on the platform tonight. He said, "Hey, Levi, get out this chat. Come on, man. Y'all have some love for Shazam. You know what I'm saying? We got Shazam in the chat, right? But yeah, I echo those sentiments 100%. The fact that you have this guy who movie literally barely cracked 350 million, coming out trying to tell us that, hey, our fan base is the problem, when we made the studio a lot more money than he did, right? And you're talking about movies that made more than you did, right? And you're talking about a tone that has brought in more money than your movie brought in, right? I could understand if like all the Hamada burgers had made a bunch of money, like Birds of Prey and all like the lighthearted ones that they were shooting for and all that. I mean, I could understand if those were like doing gangbusters, but that's not the case, right? And I just think that when you have a situation where they seem to be marching people out here to tell us about how much of a minority that we are, and that this doesn't seem to be doing anything, I think it proves to be to the contrary, in that we actually are, in fact, making a big dent in what is going on, and they do hear us, right? Because if not, why continue to respond, right? I think that the more noise that we continue to make, the better that it will be. And I feel like as long as people are voicing their opinions and being direct about why they feel that way, I mean, look, this take from Zachary Levi was in bad taste, right? And as upset as I am with him, I'm still upset that I don't feel like this was of his own volition, right? I feel like he was definitely put up to this, and it showed by a bunch of the statements that he made. The pro Walter Hamada stuff, which was weird. The Suicide Squad comments, which seemed to come out of nowhere. The out of nowhere shots at Zack Snyder. The attempted blaming of the tone on the on the failures of the DC universe, right, or the DCEU, and just the lumping in of all these movies that clearly were of the old regime after they had already pushed Zach out. Now they're lumping those movies in with Zach's movies and what was actually going on when he was there, actually in the building, right? So, I mean, wait, I think I just saw a comment. We got Black Adam saying, Sky, you can see a lot of people are watching Zach's DC movies on YouTube, right? Well, Zach was ahead of his time, and that has been being proven recently, right? Especially in a post Snyder Cut release world. I think that movie has a lot of people kind of going back and rethinking, their old takes on these movies. And I think that they found a whole new appreciation and a whole new audience, which at the end of the day is only going to build up more pressure on WBD and for DC Studios for these next batches of movies to be successful. People have to take to these characters well, and they have to make us forget about the old cast, which I don't know how the hell that's going to happen. I think they were just much better off rebooting, right? But hey, that's just me. Anything else that you want to let the people know about Leon before we get on up out of here, sir?
Nah, just thank you guys for showing up. The cool table, we got projects coming through. Me and Sky got some special stuff going on in the background. We just got stuff that we're cooking up. Just generally speaking, when it comes to this whole conversation about Zach fans versus the world, just remember, guys, this is all confined to like social media and Twitter,
Marcus said, question, is Gunn putting underwear on suits? And you know he is.
Oh, he's asking us if we think that? Of course he is.
Yeah, you know he is. He said, I say yes. He answered his own questions. I can't wait to start tapping in, Leon. I'm actually about to hit you with some ideas that I got as soon as we finish this, you know what I'm saying? But much love to the people from Seal Nation, the Mikeyverse, and the Cool Table family on rocking out with us tonight. You know what I'm saying? This has been a pleasure. We're going to go ahead and get on up out of here. So from Leon and myself and everybody else, hope y'all have a wonderful evening. We're going to be tapping in with y'all real soon. Stay on the lookout. We got a lot more stuff coming. I'm going to be going live a few more times this week. So we got some stuff coming for y'all. Y'all have a great night. Peace.
Peace.